Reading skills for EFL students. KWL charts. Today we're going to look at how a simple technique can help you organize your reading and get the most out of academic textbooks. KWL is basically a little chart that you can make yourself on a piece of plain paper. You want 3 columns. K, what do you already know about the topic or what you are reading about? W, what do you want to know about the topic or the piece of reading that you're doing? And L, what did you learn from your reading and answering your own questions? So before study, during study, and after study. This technique or skill has 3 stages, and it's going to give you control over your learning. You won't have to wait for your teacher to tell you what to read. You are active and looking for your own answers. And this is something that's very simple and effective. You can do. You only need a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. The first stage, what do you already know? This is a brainstorming stage. So before you start reading, you need to think about what you already know. And then what you already know, you just write your ideas under K. For example, if the topic is about frogs, what do you already know about frogs? And here are some ideas. Frogs live in ponds and trees. Frogs are born as tadpoles and then grow into frogs. And there are some different colors of frogs. So it doesn't matter if your answer here is connected to the textbook questions or what you're reading about. This is just what you already know. So anything is okay. You might even write, frogs are green. The second stage, as you start to read. Now, if you are reading a textbook, you're going to have some questions. So it's already decided what you want to know because you have to answer these questions. But if you are reading for pleasure, you might want to make your own questions. So you write your questions or ideas under the what do you want to know. And this can be done by using the textbook questions or making your own questions. For example, our topic is frogs. Here are 2 questions. How do frogs develop? And how do frogs protect themselves? Once you write your questions, as you read, you are now focusing your attention. You are looking for answers to simple questions that you made. The result at the end is, after you finish reading, look at what you learned. What did you learn about frogs, for example? And then again, write your ideas under the column L. And you can think at this stage that thinking about what you learned is useful if you want to teach somebody else. If you can teach somebody else, it means you really understood what you learned from that reading. So, for example, here, frogs develop in 3 stages. The frog starts as an egg, next it becomes a larva, and finally it becomes an adult frog. And these stages are called metamorphosis. Frogs, how do they protect themselves? Well, some frogs pretend they are dead, and some use camouflage. Scientific studies have shown that if you use this kind of reflective activity and think, how would I teach this to somebody else? Very simply, it helps you remember the information a lot longer. So this simple technique, K, W, and L, is really going to help organize your learning. And because it's on paper together, you can see the stages of your learning and how they connect together. You can see the difference between what you knew in K and what you learned in L. And you can see how much you have learned, what was new, and what you already knew. So there are many positive things about using this strategy. That was KWL Charts, reading skills for EFL students. Thank you very much for listening.